Well, it has been a year since the tragic incident at Oting village in Nagaland's Mon district that claimed as many as 14 lives. The memories of that fateful December 4th, when a botched-up operation by the forces claimed 14 lives in a case of mistaken identity, still pervade as people in Oting, Mon district of Nagaland, remember the horror of the day and pay tributes to their loved ones, whom they lost in the firing incident. Today, the kin of the deceased villagers in Mon pay tributes to those who had lost their lives in the tragic incident. Chiem Wangkonyak, father of late Shom Wangkonyak, is still in a state of grave shock. While Konyak maintained that they are not seeking revenge from anyone, but justice needs to be served. The victim's father also sought the support of the Konyak Union, the Eastern Nagaland People's Organization, and Nagas in general in their demand for justice.
भावना नवा मैले बाजातो हराइ गेछ हामीलाई रहे न এতিয়া ওটিং গান্ধী আমি নেছনা বেশি মানুষ আছে একটা দুটা মানুষ নয় কি কব টাকা লাগা কথা কল সেগুলো তো আমি এনি চকু বানি বলা বিমার হয়ে না মরিছে কিবা ঝগড়া হয়ে না কিবা তো চোর হয়ে না না মারামারি হইছে এগুলো মনে নাই না भी ভাল মানুষ আছে সোসাইটি লাগা কাম করা মানুষ কাম আছে আজি বি চার্জ দি কইছে আমরা সোসাইটি কাম করা মানুষ আমরা মোরা দিয়া তো আমি গান একদম খুশি পাওয়া উটিং গান কইছে জাস্টিস মাগিব না কইছে আমি গান দি জাস্টিস লাগে কইছে আর কেইও ব্রাটো তাকান কব কইছে আর ইএনপিও ব্রাটো তাকান কব কইছে ENPO, KO, লগতে আমি কিন্তু ডিপেন্ড কৰি না এতিয়া তো ইগো কথা কোৱা না অলিবি জাস্টিস পোৱা না এতিয়া তাতো আজি 1 ইয়াৰ হৈছে এটো নিমিতে আমি কিন্তু খুশি পোৱা না আমি কান জাস্টিস পাই না এটো সবাই কা লগতে রিভেঞ্জ লব তাকা লগতে দাও পৰা বন্দুক পৰা এনেকা উঠিব এনেকা কথা নহয় অলিবি কোনটো ৰং কোনটো ৰাইট এটো জানিবলৈ মন আছে কিলে হোতাই কন্যাক মানুহ নাগা মানুহ খানতো আৰ্মি খান পৰা আস্পা আছে গনে না খুশি খুশি কিলে মাৰিব ইনোসেন্ট পাব্লিকে আমি খান বি নিজা নিজা খাবলে বিচাৰি আছে তাহান কিলে না কুকুট পাৰে পাজা মোৰাবলে বি কিবা ভাবনা প্ৰগ্ৰাম বনাই গাউৰি মোৰাবলে বি তো কিবা প্ৰগ্ৰাম বনাই দিনা আচনা এনেকা মোৰাই দিয়া যায় আজি তা খুশি বনাই জিও লিবি আমি কান টু জাস্টিস তো লগলে মনছে আমি কান পারিব এনেকা নহয় কন্যাক সাপোর্ট দিব লাগে এনপিও সাপোর্ট দিব লাগে নাগা মানুহে সাপোর্ট দিব লাগে.
And well, the victim's father also called upon the Konyak Union and the ENPO not to take any decisions or make any announcements without consulting the families of the victims. Meanwhile, in the wake of the resolution adopted at the 4th Federal Assembly of the Naga Students Federation, the apex students body of Nagaland observed the first anniversary of the Oting massacre in a symbolic manner. NSF units flew the organization flag at half-mast while also hoisting black flags alongside it, signifying non-cooperation towards the security forces until the Armed Forces Special Powers Act or the AFSPA is repealed. Besides, the Eastern Nagaland People's Organization or the ENPO is also observing Black Day today and tomorrow, demanding justice for the victims. On the 4th of December last year, 6 coal miners returning from work were killed in a botched-up ambush by security forces at Oting village, while 7 others were killed when angry villagers scuffled with the forces after discovering the bullet-riddled bodies of the laborers on a truck. One security personnel was also killed in the incident and another civilian was killed when a mob attacked an Assam Rifles camp at Montown the very next day. It may be mentioned here that the NSF had re-intensified protests and public rallies demanding the removal of the AFSPA from the entire Naga inhabited areas. NSF had also launched an indefinite non-cooperation against the security forces following the Oting incident until justice is delivered. The Nagaland government, meanwhile, had formed a special investigation team or SIT to probe the incident, which had submitted its charge sheet before a court against 30 personnel of the operations team of 21 para-special force of the army involved in the firing incident. The army had also constituted a court of inquiry, which has also completed its inquiry. And meanwhile, Nagaland Minister and State BJP President Temjen Imna Along, while talking exclusively to Northeast Live's Kohima correspondent Sarah Konyak, said that there should be no repeat of such incidents like the one that took place in Oting.
Marks the first anniversary of the Oting incident, 4th December and 5th December Oting incident. Would you like to comment anything on this?
Oting will always remain in the hearts of the people of Nagaland, of whichever tribe it may be. And we pray that such kind of incidences never happen again, ever in history.
And to tell us all and to give us all the latest details regarding this, I'm being joined over the phone line by our Kohima correspondent Sarah Konyak. Sarah, the family members of the Oting firing incident victims, still in search of justice. And they do not seem to be too happy over the Konyak Union and the ENPO role in providing them the needed support. So what is your take on this, Sarah?
Yes, Ronak, today marks the first anniversary of the December 4th Oting incident and December 5th. Well, the state government has constituted the special investigating team and we have conducted a probe and filed the charge sheet, but the central government, to our information, is that the central government has not granted sanction to prosecute the culprits or to book them. And yes, the families have expressed their disappointment with the Konyak Unions and the Eastern Nagaland People's Organizations. It is also one reason because after the charge sheet was filed by the state government, by the SIT constituted by the state government, there has been silence over the charge sheet that was filed by the SIT, by the state government SIT that was constituted. So we have not seen any kind of statement or any kind of expressions that after the charge sheet was filed. So that is also one reason. And well, today the Oting village also had a candlelight vigil in the afternoon to remember the 14th innocent lives that were massacred in last year in the month of December, that is today and tomorrow. And earlier in the morning, the family members of the victims have also visited the graveyard. It is also to be mentioned here that the Konyak Union is also organizing a prayer service and a candlelight vigil here in Mon Town. And otherwise, the Naga Student Federation and its federating units across the state of Nagaland, Manipur, Assam, and Arunachal Pradesh, they are also observing candlelight vigil. They also have a small program to pay respect and homage to the 14 civilians. And also the Naga students, also black flags are being hoisted in all the ENPO 6 districts in the state of Nagaland, and as well as the Naga Student Federation are also hoisting their flags in half-mast as well as hoisting black flags. Now, I would also like to put on record here that the Konyak Union have also decided to build a martyrs park with the donations from the people of the Mon district in memory of the victims. The state government has already provided the land for the state building of the martyrs park for the 14 civilians that were massacred in the Oting incident.
Right. For 1 year on, the clamour for justice still continues. For now, Sarah Konyak, thank you very much for joining us this evening and bringing us all of those latest details.